Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. I'm going to show you this video clip and then I'm going to provide my commentary.
30 pounds of goddamn gear on the sun because you want to screw around out here? Y'all keep standing there and run your mouths. You're going to go too. Get out of here. I already told you. Leave. I don't care. Leave. You're leaving now. You're leaving now. You are leaving now. Leave. That way.
Don't touch shit.
Then get your ass going. Keep running your mouth. Leave. Yo, Jelfer, what the fuck is going on? Why is he acting so crazy? Hey, Rick, Josh, on your face!
Hey, y'all filming. Y'all filming, okay? But you chill out.
I literally agreed with
This is
That's my sister.
Jesus shit. He's fucking abusing her. He put out his gun on her.
I didn't read it with me.
No, I didn't. Get your butts out of here.
That's my cousin.
He pulled out his gun on her.
So here you have another example of police officers completely out of control. Apparently, there was a pool party and a lot of African Americans attended the pool party. And apparently some neighbors called the police to complain. Apparently there was some kind of altercation at the event. And as people were leaving this pool party, the police show up and they start going bananas, yelling at people, telling people to get on the ground, putting handcuffs on people, cursing at people, using all kinds of foul language, using all kinds of profanity, treating these African Americans as if they were criminals, targeting them. They didn't do anything to the white people that weren't present. They didn't stop them. They didn't ask them any questions. They didn't arrest them or ask them to get down on the ground. But all these black people, these young people, they screamed at them, yelled at them, treated them like animals, treated them like born suspects. And the situation even gets worse than that. This one officer who is abusing people, disrespecting people, harassing people, humiliating people. He tells a group of teenage girls to get their asses out of there, to get away. And these girls, they weren't posing any kind of threat to anyone. And everyone, they just left a pool party, so they're wearing their swimwear. Obviously, no one has arms or weapons. People are just leaving a party. And when you look at this police officer's reaction, you would think that there was some kind of riot going on or something. You would think that there was some kind of military conquest going on. You would think that these young people were terrorist suspects, the way this officer was behaving. So he sees this young girl, she's with the group, and he tells them to move their asses along. And as they walk away, he begins to argue with one of them, an African American teenage girl. He grabs her by the hair and slams her on the concrete. And then he takes her to the grass and he holds her down. He's trying to hold her down. And as she's screaming or making noise, and as this is taking place, a couple of African American boys approach the officer basically to see what's going on, to try to investigate. And this officer proceeds to pull out his gun and he aims it at these two unarmed African American boys. It's only for the grace of God that those boys didn't end up being a hashtag on Twitter. It's nothing but the grace of God that made it possible for them not to be the next Trayvon Martins or Michael Browns. See, this video epitomizes everything that's wrong with the police departments around this country. They don't see us as human beings. They don't treat us with any respect at all. Our lives mean nothing to these people. And if it wasn't for one of those officers holding that officer's arm, those two young black men could have been dead today. Now, right now, this officer is on administrative leave while they conduct an investigation. I hope that he not only loses his job, I hope that he faces charges for his actions. His actions were completely unjustifiable and inexcusable. And as I sat there watching the video and I saw this officer holding this young girl down with his knees on her back as she's crying out, I just thought to myself, how long are we going to tolerate this nonsense? When will we stand up as a people and put an end to this nonsense? Those two young African Americans who approached that officer, they had heart. They had courage. And I just wonder, when will we as a community have that kind of courage to stand up to these officers? We need to learn our rights in this country. We need to know the gun laws in our states. And we need to defend ourselves. In the words of Malcolm, by any means necessary. If it is lawful for us to carry open arms, we should do so. Then maybe, just maybe, these police officers would think twice about harming us. Because all this marching and praying and crying for these people to recognize us as human beings hasn't done it. Hasn't accomplished the objective. The fact that we have to tell people that our lives matter, that speaks volumes about how our lives do not matter in the eyes of these police officers. It's time for us to stand up like the Panthers stood up in the 60s. The question is, what are you prepared to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to sit back and allow these pigs to brutalize our young people? If you do so, then you don't deserve to be called a man. You don't deserve the respect of our young people.